things that I learned when coming to Club Wealth is the importance of having a schedule, the importance of time blocking, very specific activities that will maximize success through the course of the day. What it does, real estate is such a unpredictable and spontaneous business that if you don't take control over your schedule, someone else will. And that will ultimately degrade the quality of your life, and then ultimately degrade the quality and success of your business, right? Because you're going to you're just like reactionary, and you're just going to do things as they come in, instead of you sitting in the driver's seat of your life and your career and deciding when certain things are going to be done, and being intentional about making sure that that's when they happen. So I'm just going to share like my Google Calendar. What I do, and a lot of people do, is I break things down into certain categories. Some people, personal is a category. Prospecting and listing appointments might be a category. Administrative work might be a category. Coaching might be a category. Team meetings might be a category. External meetings might be a category. So I'm kind of breaking things up. Driving is a category. I try to break things up. I like to color code my calendar. And I love Grant Cardone. What does Grant Cardone says? He says, white space on the calendar is the devil trying to get in, right? Yeah. So ideally, you don't want to have any white space on your calendar, right? You want to have that blocked. And sometimes it might be blocked eating lunch, going to the gym. So it doesn't mean that you don't do anything but work, but that time needs to be accounted for in order for you to maximize your day. So for me, I start from the very beginning when I wake up, reading and journaling and exercising. That's all time blocked. I know about when that's going to happen. And then, so I know what time my day is starting. I know what I'm starting with, can you guys see this?
Yes.
The calendar? Okay. So for me, pink is personal. So all my personal stuff happens in the morning. That's my morning routine. So wonderful book. If you haven't read it, it's called The Miracle Morning. Mm-hmm. It's a great book in helping you set up a morning routine for success. And it doesn't have to be like 2 or 3 hours like mine is. Mine's a little excessive, I know. You can have a great morning routine in an hour. So when we have new agents join the team, that's the first book we ask them to read, is The Miracle Morning. And then I block out, because what I know is that once my day gets started, I don't have any time to read emails, deal doctor, anything like that in most cases, right? Because for me, I have prospecting time, I have appointments, I have trainings, I have coaching, right? So I need to block, like, when am I going to check emails? When am I going to write up an offer? When am I going to respond? When am I going to review offers that came in last night? And I block that time out, that sort of administrative time. That needs to be blocked out, because otherwise you'll just do admin stuff all day long. You'll basically become an admin assistant and not a real estate agent. All right. Then the next most important thing to do is block out when you're going to be prospecting. I find this is one of the most difficult things for agents to adhere to, is to protect their prospecting time and to not do other things like check emails and deal doctor during that sacred prospecting time. I know that right now I'm going to have closings in October. I know I have deals that are going to close in November. I probably have a few deals that I know are going to close in December, because in New York, it takes 60 to 90 days to close a transaction. I can tell you right now, I have no deals scheduled to close for January. So right now I have no income that I can see coming in for January. Either me or my team. Do you know what I do have in January? In January, I have between $60,000 and $70,000 worth of expenses to pay for.
Yeah. See?
So I need to get busy and make sure that I have some income coming in January. to cover those expenses and hopefully a little more, right? And when do I do that? I do that between 9 and 11 a.m. And I try to get some more deal and client calls in before our huddle, right? This is your most important time of the day, your most sacred time. I always say a lot of agents will like deal doctor and they'll put out fires during this prospecting time. You put out fires here in the yellow time, okay? If you are spending your prospecting time putting out fires, in 3 months, you will have no houses to burn. You're not going to have any deals because you've stopped building your business. You've been working deals and not building your business, not going after your next deals, right? You always have to realize you're unemployed every day you wake up. You have no idea where your next commission check is coming from, a month out, 2 months out, whatever your, whatever your conversion time is, your cash to close cycle. So you've always got to, I mean, that's one of the biggest things that you'll hear at Club Wealth is protecting that prospecting time. Throughout the day, I have meetings, like we have weekly level 10 meetings. I have a listing appointment and prospecting are always different shades of green. Cause that's really the only time I'm making money is when I'm on a listing appointment or a showing, or I'm making phone calls. That's when I make money. Okay. And then, other things today, I put drive time in for appointments, just so I make sure I block it out so no one else puts it on, just so I'm realizing, oh shit, that listing is an hour away. I need to make sure that I block that listing out. Okay. So Nima, do you work with your agents on putting together a perfect daily schedule?
We've worked on it. Yeah.
Okay.
But religiously, if it's followed, that's the challenge. So that's
Yeah.
why
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah.
I don't follow it 100%. This is probably what I follow the most, this call time. If you can follow that, you're well more than half won the battle. The afternoons, people's afternoons, it's like if up until noon, you can stick to your schedule. And if it falls apart afternoon, that's okay. So that's when your appointments are going to be, that's when you're deal doctoring, you might put some admin time in there. For me, afternoons can be very unpredictable, and that's okay because I've done what I needed to do to build my business in those first 2 or 3 hours of the morning. Okay. Right. And if I've done that, then the rest of the day falls to pot, it's not going to undermine my business. But if you start your day in chaos, then you're going to be in chaos all day and you can't make money in chaos. Mm-hmm. Your life will be chaos, and that's no way to live. So that is how you take control of your life and your business, by having that schedule and adhering to it as much as humanly possible. Okay. If someone wants to schedule a listing appointment between 9 and 11 in the morning, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say, I have appointments during that time. I have today I don't really have anything, but I might say I have a 1 o'clock and a 3 o'clock available that day, which is better for you. The only exception I will make is if someone says, I work nights, I work 7 days a week, and I leave every day at noon. Can we do it before I go into work? And if I really think that's true, then yeah, I'll do a 10 o'clock listing appointment, but I won't like it. Yeah. And then I'll move my prospecting time to later in the day. But I generally aim to do all of my listing appointments at 1, 3, or 5 in the afternoon. I probably get about 90% of them in one of those 3 blocks, because that's how I control my day. Okay. So setting the schedule up is one thing. It's having the discipline to follow it. That's a whole other, which is what you said, Nima. That's a whole other. So you can print it out, hold it out in front of you. You can set a timer, right? You can have an accountability partner. Like if you guys are prospecting together in the office at between 9 and 11, and all of a sudden you see one of your accountability partners, they don't seem like they're talking that much. They seem like they're doing a lot of typing. Well, they're not prospecting, they're deal doctoring, right? And maybe you call them out on that. Yeah. My COO, when I'm in the office, he will yell at me if he sees me not prospecting between 9 and 11 in the morning. He's like, Virginia, stop deal doctoring. And I'll be like, because occasionally I do too. And I'll just turn to my my director of operations, I'll be like, okay, I just need you to do this, right? And I'll move that over to her, or I'll just do it later. Nothing is going to fall apart between 9 and 11 in the morning. Nothing.
Yeah.
So it can wait.
All of your team members come to the office to prospect?
Well, we've just gone through a huge, I've just changed brokerages. I've just changed offices. I absorbed a team of 8 more agents. So now we're at like 30 agents and 6 full-time staff. So we do have agents that come in. We're going to be moving offices because this office is just way too echoey. Have a lot of people prospecting. It's completely wide open. But yeah, so we do have agents that come in and prospect. I go into the office a lot to prospect. Number one, because I want to be present for we have 5 people onboarding right now. I want to be present for the onboarding and just to be present for my staff and any agents that do come in. But yeah, we do have people that come in and prospect in the office, but a lot still prospect from home. When we get our new office, that's going to have a little bit more privacy and some rooms. I think we'll get more people prospecting because I like that. I like having people in the office and prospecting.
Okay.
So having the discipline to stick to the schedule is really the key. Discipline is and discipline is not something that can be taught. It's something that has to be developed and practiced, right? Keeping each other accountable, setting timers, having something printed out in front of you. Those are all sort of things that you can help you develop that discipline, right? Generally, most things will get better in your life if you're waking up an hour earlier than whatever time you wake up now. If all you did was wake up an hour earlier than whatever time you wake up now, your life will be better and you will make more money.
So true, I agree with you.
You wake up at 6, start waking up at 5.
Yeah. Do you have